What's the word, YouTube? It's your boy Big World. We're back with another episode of Life After Prison TV. For this video, we're gonna listen and hear what happens when a child predator goes to court. Let's see what he did, what happened to him. Let's listen.
Two other news new at 6, a man accused of sexually assaulting a 7-year-old boy in a San Antonio movie theater restroom comes face to face with the child's father.
That was the scene in court today. Christopher Brandt.
First, before we go any further, when my son was 7, even when my daughters were that young, I made their mothers go with them. But when my son was that young, he didn't get sent to the bathroom by himself, especially at a movie theater. Did the parents sit there and continue watching the movie when the 7-year-old son went to the bathroom by himself? You never know what's going to happen. You never know what kind of people are around. He could have got kidnapped, for God's sakes. You just don't send a kid into the bathroom by themselves. In the stall, that's totally different. You stand outside the stall and you let the kid go in. But to send them into a bathroom, you don't even stand outside the bathroom and send them inside. Because why you think he's in there using the toilet and you're standing outside lollygagging or doing whatever else you're doing, shit like this happens. So, for any parent out there, and if you're a single, even if you're not a single father, but if you're a father and you have a little girl, and you're at the mall with her and she has to go to the bathroom, well, then you take her into the bathroom and you let her, you block her eyes, you get her into the stall and you let her use the bathroom while you stand outside, or you don't send the kid into the bathroom by themselves. But let's listen.
Brandt pleaded no contest to the assault charge and was sentenced to 35 years in prison.
Our Paul Venema was there.
Prior to sentencing, the child's father, who we will not identify due to the sexual nature of the case, told how the attack has affected his son.
He's definitely an introvert now. His grades started to go away. Won't do anything by himself anymore. It's affected our entire family.
See what I'm saying? He don't want to do shit by himself anymore. He doesn't want to go places by himself. He's scared. He knows what happened last time he did it. He's not going to want to go anywhere by himself. The kid's always going to be looking over his shoulder. 7 years old. Come on.
He explained that the family of 7 was at the movies here, which at the time was the Rialto Theater, on May 19th of 2018. His son returned from the restroom and told his mother of the attack.
He is just a sexual predator, Your Honor.
So the mother, told him, okay, go ahead, go to the bathroom. And I sat there and stuffed their face with popcorn. I mean, your number one job in this world when you have children is to protect your children. Okay? Protect your children as best as you could. Provide them with a place to live, food to eat, and clothes to put on their back until they're old enough to get their own job and do it themselves. Until they are an adult. That's the job that you signed up for when you had a kid. You don't send them to the bathroom and let him fend for himself at 7 years old. God forbid something, like I said, would have had, and the guy would have kidnapped the kid or unalived them. Come on.
He has poor impulse control. He uses drugs, he uses alcohol.
Ramsey noted that Branham was out on bond in a similar sexual assault case at the time. He asked the judge to sentence Branham to 35 years in prison, which the plea agreement called for.
So he was out on bond in a similar case. And they're saying he has poor impulse control. That's what it is. So why didn't he slam his head against a wall? Why didn't he slam his hand in a door? you know, put his unit inside of a door and slam the door on his unit. He's got impulse control. No, he's a pedophile. That's what he is. He's a child pedophile. And he was out on bond on a similar case. And that's why I say when they are charged with things like this, there should be no bond. You know, they should be charged with kidnapping, first of all, because they're holding somebody against their will and they're making them do things, or they're doing things to children involuntarily, right? And they're forcing kids to do it. So they should be charged with kidnapping and any other thing they get charged with, right? And at that point, there should be no bail. Hold them without bail, okay? It's crazy the way that these child pedophiles and these sex offenders get more rights than victims nowadays. It's crazy.
Branham's lawyer asked for probation.
It's pretty clear that he is not someone who suffers from pedophilia, but lack of impulse control.
It's pretty clear that he's not someone who suffers from pedophilia when it's his second time doing it. Oh, is it clear? And you're the guy that's defending him? You should be charged with him too. Okay, I understand every person who is arrested has the opportunity to be defended by a lawyer, you know, and you know, some lawyers take the case for money, but when you're taking the case to try to get a child pedophile out of jail, you should be ashamed. You should be ashamed of yourself, and any lawyer that does it is scum. Okay? I don't know how you can stand up there and say, Your Honor, I think my client should get probation. Oh, you do? And when he shows up at your house and you have a child there and your child's out playing in the yard and he ends up molesting your child, or then what do you say? Oh, he shouldn't get bail, right? He shouldn't give him the max? Come on. Come on, man.
We're asking this court to sentence him to probation, Your Honor.
I'd just like to say I'm very sorry. If I could take it back, I could. I would.
From the judge, a quick reply.
I see no reason to do anything other than order that you serve the 35 years.
One more thing. Once he's released from prison, Brenham will have to register as a sex offender for the rest of his life. Paul Venom, a KSAT 12 News.
Good. Good for him. He should have to. And that's if he makes it out. Because did you see that guy? Him? He's going to have a hard time in prison. They're gonna take control of him. And the other thing is this. Any person who is charged with sex crimes against a child should be forced to be castrated. Because once you rape a child, you will do it again. Secondly, if they're charged with rape against a woman, I think the implications are still the same. There's going to be some kind of, that's a blurred line, because sometimes it's alcohol or drugs are involved, and people don't have control of their own lives, but they still should be held accountable, right? And when they're out there raping men and women, something's got to happen to their unit. Now, there has to be a investigation, right? And they've got to make them see psychiatrists and to see if there's a problem and how deep it goes, and to decide, because for one, there are a lot of men who have been charged and have to file as a sex offender for the rest of their life because some girl made something up. You know what I mean? And so when cases like that, it's different. The investigation has to go on to see, did they really do it? How deep was it? Did they grape this woman, right? But when you got a kid and the kid is telling you that this is what they did and it happened for years, most kids are not lying, right? And when someone is arrested and they're charged and they're found guilty of sexually assaulting a child, they should be castrated. Whether it's cut the whole unit off, whether it's give them drugs to make sure that they can't perform sexually. And I think that life in prison without parole is something that they need to consider for child pedophiles and stuff, because they give them 5 years, 10 years, even 20 years, even 35 years this guy got, right? And when he gets out, who's to say that he doesn't do it again? Obviously, it's kids that turn him on, right? So when he gets out, he's going to do it again, right? And he's only just going to be older, an old man, a 70, a 65-year-old dirty old man that just likes kids and does it again, So the laws have to be, there has to be some kind of, the lenience that you see these pedophiles get. I mean, the punishment has got to be so severe that people think twice about doing it. So let me know what you all think. 35 years for this guy. I'm glad the judge stood by and said, there's nothing else for me to do but give you the 35 years. Let me know what you all think in the comments below. Justified or what? It's your boy Big Will. Don't forget, hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one. Wood Chipper 2025 full effect. Let's get 'em.